Hello, lovely Taurians. Welcome to your Zodiac reading for your Sun, Moon, Venus, or rising positions in your birth chart. This is August 21st, 2023, Monday, August 21st. This is the Collective Soul Tarot, and my name is Kay. I'm so happy to be here with you today to do this Zodiac reading with you. Before we delve in, I just want to say that I'm going to be doing a new spread. For me, it's a new spread, but I've seen others do it. And so I kind of want to try it with you and see how it all works out. So please be patient with me. I may not remember what the actual positions are called, but let's go ahead and get started. Archangel Michael and my Holy Spirit. What can we know about for our Taurians today, our Taurus people, our Taurus viewers today? What's on their hearts? Archangel Michael and Holy Spirit, what is it that they need to know, most need to know today for this reading, for their Zodiac, Taurus? Thank you so much. Okay. So what I'm going to do, nothing pops out, is I'm going to cut. Oh, and then we're going to go from the top of the deck to put them all, lay them out in the position. I've made room on my table. Here we go. This is the overall energy. It's the Three of Wands. Yay. And we got the challenging energy, which is the Nine of Pentacles. I hope you can hear this. I had to plug my phone in. I don't know why they don't have an adapter where you can actually plug your phone in charge and put a microphone on it at the same time. So you don't have to, you don't have to choose one or the other. In this case, I'm having to choose just using the microphone that's built into the phone. So please, I apologize if it's not very loud, but I hope that I won't be in this position again because I'll be better prepared. So, okay, so we have the overall energy, Three of Wands, and the Nine of Pentacles as the challenge to that. And we have the Six of Wands as the distant past. And we have the Five of Swords as the recent past. This is what's going on in your mind, Magician. You're manifesting, or at least thinking about manifesting. And the bridging energy is the Eight of Wands, which looks good. The position where the King of Wands is in is something that you're worried about, you're afraid would happen, or that energy would come forward. This is what's in your environment, who you're dealing with or what you're dealing with. This is what your hopes are, is for Eight of Cups. And the outcome, most likely outcome, is the Nine of Wands. Okay, well that's not so bad, guys. All right, so let's see some clarification for you is the Fool and the Five of Coins. Okay, clarification for who's ever in your environment is the Wheel of Fortune and the Seven of Swords. Okay, and on the back of the deck we have the Queen of Pentacles. I'm going to put them here because you can see them. The Ten of Wands, the Moon, and the Five of Wands. Okay. You see all that? Can you see all that? Yeah. Okay, let's see here. So, let's do this. Maybe this will help. Queen of Pentacles, and then we got, can you still see that? Yeah. All right. Okay, so what we got going on here is, from what I can see, is that somebody has been looking, or has had their back on their independence. Okay, they've had their back on living independently and happily, prosperous and abundantly, well put together. they had their back turned to that, okay? Whoever this was, they were just not, it wasn't important to them to be on their own and to be able to develop an independent frame of mind, you know, independent life, independent frame of mind. They moved from whatever they went into to right into another relationship by the looks of it. This Queen of Nine of Pentacles is someone who lives independently, not codependently. So he turned his back on an independent type of life, okay, and he or she entered into a codependent lifestyle, okay. In the distant past, there was the Six of Wands, where they were feeling like they were, you know, high on their horse, and they were feeling good and jubilant, and they had everything they needed. They were doing good. They had a good life. Whoever it was that they were with, that they entered into a relationship with, made him or her feel like they were on top of the world, and that they were being celebrated by their peers, and just feeling like a star. You know, everything was great back then. But in the not so distant past, Five of Swords, somebody has been fighting and taking him on and making him feel, making him or feel like they've self-sabotaged their own lives. And look, this is the partner that's got the swords, and the third one here, because this is him, and whoever else she's kicked to the curb, or he's kicked to the curb, because of his self-sabotaging, and I'm gonna win. I will win no matter what I gotta do. I'm gonna win. I'm gonna come out the winner in this battle here. This is a very, you know, just a difficult, challenging life to be feeling like someone is trying to take from you, okay? And the Magician is the mind, what's in the mind of the viewer here, or the person we're talking about that's, you know, important to the viewer, is the Magician. They have everything they need for them to be able to move forward and manifest. He's got the sword of truth. She's got the sword of truth. She's got a cup of love. She's got pentacles, so she's got prosperity, you know, money, finances, and she's got the wand. So, oh, the wand is here. Sorry, the wand is here. So, he or she can wave her magic wand and conjure up, in a good way, manifesting in a good way, a better life. Okay, and so we have somebody here that he or she wants to communicate with. That's the Eight of Wands, is, you know, fast messages back and forth, okay? A lot of communication. So, but he or she is afraid of the King of Wands energy. This must be somebody that he or she was with. Now remember, energies are not gender specific, so this could be a female in their masculine energy of being, you know, a kick-ass kind of person who doesn't take any prisoners and just, you know, bullies their way through life, waving that big old wand around, saying, it's all about me. It's not about us. It's all about me. And so this King of Wands is something that this individual here, who didn't, you know, who moved into that kind of, you know, non-independent mindset life, and feeling very victorious in the past, but not so much now, and trying to manifest a better life for them. He's worried that this one's going to come in and you know, take them out. You know, really come in and just cause problems, you know, cause problems for him moving forward. So anyways, the person that's in his environment that he wants to reach out to is sitting in the Seven of Cups. Seven of Cups energy is being confused, conflicted, and having too many options, and just, or feeling good about having the options to be able to choose from. So either way, I don't know yet, but this is somebody who has is either sitting in confusion because of what went on here before with this guy, or they're feeling pretty prosperous in the sense that they have a lot of opportunities to choose from. They don't have to accept any offer from this individual here, and he's seen them as having a lot of opportunities. That why would they want to settle with him, you know, if they've got others they could commit to. But he's hoping to be able to, let's see here, he's hoping to be able to walk away from the energy, from that life of codependency with her. Okay, with this King of Wands, who is a, you know, could be a female, or it could, you know, the female is afraid of the guy, the masculine who will, you know, put brakes on, you know, to interfere in her, want to be her moving forward towards somebody else. He's going to come in and put into that business, you know. I'm going to put a stop. I'm going to make things difficult for you. In other words, that's what I'm trying to say. He's going to make things difficult for you to move forward. So she's hoping to walk away from this commitment of codependency. This looks like somebody who's a female that's codependent. She went from, you know, having the option to live independently, but she turned her back on it and went into a codependent type of relationship with the King of Wands. Okay, that could be a female from the feminine perspective. And then we have how it's likely going to turn out by walking away. Is that there's going to be a lot of, because of this, there's going to be a lot of feeling battled and wounded, because it's not going to be, it looks like it's not going to be easy to get away from this individual. Okay, it's something that they know they have to do, but knowing it and doing it are two different things. But they want to. This individual wants to walk away from this here, this energy. The King of Wands, in the reverse, is somebody who's just, I mean, you talk about the Queen of Wands, okay, in reverse, which I have in quite a few of my readings. She's showing up, but he is overbearing, and highly defensive. He's gonna knock you down with that baton, that wand there, in a moment's notice. Like he's a true warrior, okay? But it's either for good or bad. And when he's in reverse, I don't have him in reverse, but when he's in reverse, he's nasty, badass warrior for the bad, for the not so good energy, okay? And this, she or he is seeing that the outcome is going to be a battle, okay? A battle that's going to make you feel, mentally wounded, emotionally wounded, but at the same time, you're taking up your wand and saying, I'm doing this because, I mean, what's the alternative, right? Whatever that might be for you. What's the alternative? So if I don't pick up my wand and go into battle one last time to find my independence and to no longer turn the back on me, on my life, then what's this all about? So I'm going forward one more time and see what happens, with my fingers and toes crossed, hoping for the best. Now, this is what clarifies this here, is the Fool and the Five of Pentacles. You've been feeling left out in the cold, possibly by this individual here or somebody else, you see. and you want to be able to take a leap of faith towards them, because you're going to leave this guy here and move towards this one here. And so that you're no longer feeling like you're out in the cold, because you turned your back on your own life, possibly, okay? You turned your back on your own life by jumping into a relationship, maybe prematurely or without really thinking, you know, giving it time to think about it, to consider it, to get to know that person before you actually said, I do, or let's move in together. You've realized that you've made decisions that have ultimately put, you know, they left you feeling out in the cold and separate from everything that you know and love, and just isolated and feeling you know, really heavy in the heart, because you don't feel like you have everything you need. So then the clarification for this individual here, the one that has all the options and opportunities according to what he or she sees, is the Wheel of Fortune and the Seven of Swords. Now the Seven of Swords, it's generally, you know, a negative card, talking about sneakiness and underhanded behavior and whatnot. But it's not always that way. It could be that he sees that this individual has found their great, you know, they found a great destined path for themselves away, and have moved away from this or anything else that's been going on in this person's life. He sees he or she must have been keeping an eye on this individual, and has been seeing that they've done well for themselves. They have a, you know, a destined path of fortune, good fortune, and you know, abundance and prosperity that they were destined to experience, but they're doing this in a way that they're moving away from somebody. This person here is moving away from something or someone in order to be able to have this. So this individual is quietly sneaking away and looking back, making sure they're not being followed. Okay, so this individual, this person here sees this person having a lot of options and going for it, but they had to leave something behind as well. So, you know, it's possible that this Eight of Cups could have been in this position and vice versa, but they're both like, they're leaving, okay? This one might be leaving under the, who knows, the cloak of darkness, who knows? But in any case, this is clarification for this individual that he wants to communicate with, he or she wants to communicate with this one here. So more clarification from the bottom of the deck is that this individual here, I'm seeing her as Queen of Pentacles. The one that he's looking at is the Queen of Pentacles, okay? This is the Queen of Pentacles who has been heavily burdened by not knowing and having uncertainties, been, you know, things have been hidden from her, and she's been experiencing a lot of inner conflict because of it. So the Queen of Pentacles is this person's interest, love interest, person of interest, right? POI. She's the one that has amassed a lot of different options for herself and great fortune. But she's been heavily burdened, and maybe he sees that she snuck away from him. You know, it's possible that he's actually looking at her and saying, I think you're quietly sneaking away from me. You're leaving me behind. All right? You don't talk, you haven't been talking to each other if this is a past relationship, and I'm assuming it is because of this and this. And so he is looking at her, the Queen of Pentacles, as seeing that she's got everything she needs. She may have had to leave, you know, walk away from somebody or something in order to be able to gain the independence that she has. But, you know, Queen of Pentacles usually in a commitment, you know. So, but if she walked away from that commitment, right? But he's also seen that she's been able to sneak away from him. That she had to do what she needed to do in order for her to get into the position of feeling wealthy and abundant, prosperous, and, you know, doing very well. She got a big old pentacle in her hand after all, right? She's doing very well. She's sitting on a throne, and she's got all of, you know, love and nature all around her here. She's cloaked in red. That's, you know, generally means royalty. She's got a crown on her head. She's done well for herself. It might have been quite burdening and very much of a hardship for her to get there, because she didn't always have clarity in her life. You know, she didn't know, you know, who was going to be part of her life or who wasn't, and what her direction was, and all this inner conflict about that. But it's helped her. All of this here helped her to become this affluent, abundant individual with with great fortune on her destined path. Okay, and having, you know, whether she snuck away from the one that she was committed to before, or it's just he's seen her as being someone who's gotten away from him silently, because they're not talking. You're not talking, so that would be silent, right? So let's go ahead and clarify for you the combination of the Three of Wands and the Nine of Pentacles. The Nine of Pentacles and the Three of Wands energy. Please, Archangel Michael and my Holy Spirit, what can you tell us about the Three of Wands and Nine of Pentacles energy? Okay. All right. We have the Page of Swords, the Page of Pentacles, and the Three of Cups. Okay, lordy, lordy, the Chariot. So the pages are the immature, you know, characters of the tarot deck. So it looks to me that this individual had been, you know, naive at one time, or just feeling just young, or was just young at the time when they got into, you know, they left, maybe they left their family life, like their mom and dad's home, and went right into a marriage, because, you know, turned the back on this life, right? The independent life. Went into a codependent life with somebody else. And this is the energy at the time, that they were quite youthful at the time, him and her, or her or him, whichever. And they celebrated coming together at that time. So to me, it looks like it's possibly a marriage, right? Somebody jumped into a marriage, right, from one house to another. And they went for it with the Chariot card. All right, so that is the clarification for what was going on there in the past. Is two young people came together and celebrated a union, not a reunion, but a union. He had a pentacle and she had the sword. I don't see much for cups other than the celebration here at that time. You know, it's all about love when we're having a wedding, right? There's lots of love to be celebrated at that time, but, you know, things change. So we're going to clarify the distant path here with the Six of Wands. We had the happy home life, happily ever after. We had happiness, and we had the Devil. And then that led to the Five of Cups. Okay, this goes, yep. Okay, so yeah, very happy and feeling victorious, because you and this person, whoever that character is, if it's you or somebody you know of, okay, was feeling victorious because they entered into a relationship with somebody they had, you know, maybe known since childhood, right? And they felt victorious and having celebrated that kind of union together, okay, coming together happily. And making a Ten of Cups life. You know, possibly, you know, the two of you came together and you had 2 kids or more, or just one, whichever resonates with you. And you were happily ever after. You are feeling quite happy and fulfilled with the sun, but also the sun is come in to enlighten you about some toxic energies, behaviors that that possibly this individual was living with being obsessed and possessed over something, you know, just in toxic behavior, just not living truthfully and transparently is what I'm trying to say. And possibly his or her spouse was that way as well, or one or the other. And that led to a 5 of Cups, crying over spilt milk. This is the past. He had been looking at the past and missing somebody here. Missing somebody. The 2 of Cups. He's looking at the past, being pessimistic and remorseful and regretting having focused on this with this that included this, the devil energy, and he turned his back on a 2 of Cups. So, you know, and here's the Tower that came in, right? And the Chariot again. So what I'm thinking here is that he met somebody. He met somebody after these two came together and married or had their happily ever after family, and everything was really, really nice until some point in time, right? And at that point in time, he met somebody who he now sees as the Queen of Pentacles. And he's seen that he wasn't that happy. He really wasn't that happy because of some devilish tendencies on his part or his spouse's part. And it put him in a disadvantaged position of having to regret the past and his decisions to turn his back on his true love there, the 2 of Cups. That's the 2 of Cups, all right? There is a 2 of Cups card in the tarot, and that means a partnership, a loving partnership. So the Tower had to come down, right? The Tower had to come down. There was all this conflict and fighting and sabotaging energies that he or she caused the relationship, and it just went south. It went bad. And so he went into magician mode, whether he knew it or not. It was in his mind. It was conscious. It was subconsciously or consciously. He went into magician manifestation mode so that he could manifest open channel of communication with this one here that he left behind here, having decided to stay in this unhappy union he had with the one that he just had devilish tendencies in, which caused the relationship to, you know, go into the toilet, okay? So, and again, he's ready because he sees you as his sweetheart, the Queen of Cups, which is what you are to him. And he remembers that. So let's talk about the immediate, you know, the very recent past, which is the 5 of Swords, Archangel Michael, Holy Spirit. What can you tell us about that energy, please? Yep. Looked good in the distant past when they were still young, came together and made a family. But at some point in time, things just didn't work. It just wasn't as a happy and cohesive relationship for whatever reason. Okay, so let's look at what the quarreling, what this I gotta win no matter what. Overindulgence, looking for something better, and the 4 of Pentacles. Okay, so he's hanging on to his finances. Maybe she was too, hanging on to his finances. Because remember, they're in a codependent relationship here. codependent. They depend on each other, and maybe not so good. Like perhaps she was, maybe she didn't have her own income, or he didn't. Maybe she worked and he didn't work. Maybe he went to school while she worked. You know, just stuff like that, right? Well, he was overindulgent, meaning he was putting his attention elsewhere. See the world there in his hand? He was making decisions to focus on this one here instead of the one he already had. All right. So he was putting his attention somewhere else than making this marriage work. And it brought him nothing but sorrow, and, he was in great distress over what he was doing, but he kept doing it anyways. So he's having sleepless nights about his devilish tendencies of wanting his wand with somebody else. And he just couldn't let that go. He couldn't let that lifestyle go. I mean, he must have felt as though there was some kind of connection that was worth remembering and continuing to remember, to try and manifest in his life. So he was not going to let this one go. He was okay with this one, although it was very troubling, and he lost a lot of sleep over having to say goodbye to his childhood lover, his childhood partner that he's been with for a while. And it's because he knows he's not happy. But his way of dealing with not being happy was to be deceptive, right? To go into devilish, toxic behaviors. I'll just have affairs behind my wife's back, or it's her. I'll just have affairs behind my husband's back, right? And this is his wife, or her husband. Okay, so the magician energy. What are we talking about here? The high priestess? Wow, okay. The lovers. And temperance, the angels, oh my goodness. And moving from rough waters to calm waters with the Six of Swords. So yeah, he's thinking about her, as she's type of person likely knows way more than she's letting on. But he also is drawing on his intuition, that he's getting messages about, what his heart's really crying out for. He's getting messages from his own soul, his own spirit. He's getting messages from, and he's seeing that there is a soulmate relationship that he is, his heart is crying out for. He wants to be in a soulmate relationship with somebody who is going to bring peace and healing into his life. See, this is an angel, the temperance angel. And this also signifies a Sagittarian, but I'm not usually talking about, but this is a Sagittarian card. But she's pouring back and forth. She's got one foot in the water and one foot on ground. So she's balanced, and she's going to help him see his journey and get to his destination, which he is looking at the lovers as his destination. See that big old sun there and that big old sun right there? Yeah. So he is going to be using his powers of intuition to know which way to go and what to do and when to do it. He's relying on that because that'll help him manifest the very relationship he wants to have with his soulmate he sees as his Queen of Pentacles. All right, and he wants to move from rough waters to calmer waters, and he's involving a lawyer to cut his situation, cut this relationship out. What am I trying to say? So anyways, yeah, he just wants to be able to leave that behind, and leave it behind properly, because if they're married, they need to get divorced, right? They need to get divorced before he can really pursue his soulmate relationship with the Queen of Pentacles. So that's good. I don't want to say it's fantastic, but it's good. Okay, very, very good. So let's clarify the communication back and forth. All right, this is for the magician. What's the communication? The Eight of Wands, back and forth. What is this? Archangel Michael, Holy Spirit, what can you tell us about this? This energy. Page of Cups, yeah, okay. Oh, yeah, right. And yeah, all right. And then the King of Pentacles. So we'll bring them out because we know that she's got a lot of options and she's quite abundant as the Queen of Pentacles energy. He had foolishly offered his love, but then pulled it back for some reason and suppressed his emotions and left her in the dark, and left her all up in her head like this. And he was all up in his head too, because he wants to come forward with a offer of love, that cup of love. He wants to offer that cup of love and an apology to her for whatever he did in the past when he decided he was going to have an affair. Excuse me. And that is now, he's feeling as though he's concerned. He's worried, all right? He's got his head up in he's all up in his head over, you know, like this is highly distressful, not a good energy to be in. He doesn't know whether or not she will block him. See how she's got her arms crossed like that over her heart. He hopes that when he sends a message to her that she's just not going to block him, or doesn't already have him blocked, and that the message is going to come back to him, because that's going to make him feel like, you know, he just doesn't have any other options. But he does, of course, because that would just be a self-imposed in your mind kind of thing, because his feet are loose and he can move forward at any time, right? So, but that's the way he's feeling, is that perhaps she will block him. And he's been feeling indecisive about offering this cup of love and communicating with her. But he is the King of Pentacles, and he wants to be, you know, which is a counterpart to the Queen of Pentacles. So he wants to tell her that he's seen eye to eye. Like he is seeing eye to eye for the first time. He wants what she wanted back then. Okay, but he doesn't know for sure if she wants it now. Right? So they're not necessarily aligned on the same page. He thinks they should be, because he sees her as the Queen of Pentacles, but what does he know, right? What does he know? He's been keeping an eye on her, of course. The Page of Swords, keeping an eye on what's going on from a distance. You know, that's his Three of Wands and whatnot, but he doesn't know for sure. So what's the Queen of Pentacles energy? She's the Six of Cups. She's the Two of Coins, Two of Pentacles, and she's the Empress. Okay, and the Knight of Pentacles. Wow. Okay, so this is what you are. If you're the one watching, then this is somebody you know over here. Queen of Pentacles, yes, you got a lot of options, but you may be confused too about your options, especially if he comes forward, right? When he comes forward, you may feel like you're just a bit, you know, got too much going on and you're confused. So Nine of Pentacles is someone who, not Nine of Pentacles. The clarification is that the Nine of Pentacles is someone from his past. And of course, he's from her past, okay? This is him wanting to give you a gift. Just say, it's so good to see you again. It's so good to see you again. That's where that Page of Cups, you know, the offer of hello, I really dig you, can we talk? And the Two of Pentacles is going, you know, well, you know, I got this great independent life that I've moved quietly away from, and became a Queen of Pentacles with my big old pentacle in my hands and my royal, you know, royal suit here, you know, my royal red robe. I'm doing really well. I mean, you're the Empress after all, right? You've elevated into Empress energy. So that means that you are, you got your crap together, and you are fertile, you're abundant, you're prosperous in your own way. You have your own empire. You're running your own empire. You're independent, and you have your smarts about you. You have good business sense. You have everything. You've been through the whole thing. You've been there and done it all, and learned from your lessons and your hardships, and stepped into that ascension energy of, I'm much wiser now because of all of that. And do I really want to end my, put my independence and wealth and abundance and prosperity and then feel good energy? Do I want to put that at risk of reuniting or allowing this guy to come back into my life? That's your decision you're going to have to make. You're juggling. You'll be juggling when you hear from this guy here. But whatever decision you make, it'll be a wise decision for you because you're Empress. All right? So let's go ahead and clarify the outcome, which is the Nine of Wands. All right? I'll bring it down here for you to see. Okay, Archangel Michael, Holy Spirit, can you please give us the last bit of information here before we close out Taurus's reading? What is the energy of the Knight as being the outcome? The Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands. What's the Knight of Wands energy for our fellow here, who has a spouse that is the King of Wands in reverse? Okay, so thank you. The Emperor, holy smokes. Ace of Cups, wowee. And the Ace of Wands. And the Ace of Swords. I mean, how much better can you get, right? You got the sword, you got the passion, and you got the big old cup of love that's healing. See that dove right there with the aspirin? That means this is divine is healing. It's a healing waters of love that the divine is offering you. Okay, that's the hand that's in the cloud coming forth. They're offering you a passionate new beginning, and a passionate new beginning in truth and transparency. That's the outcome. All right, so then you say, well, why is it the Nine of Wands? Well, come on, you're in Empress. He is going to be in Empress status, which means he's got a lot of responsibility now. He probably a father is, well, like we determined here, he's a father. He's got responsibilities and accountability to his past, to his family here that he's leaving behind. His wife, maybe they're grown up, but still, you have a sense of responsibility, accountability to your children, no matter how old they are. And he's feeling like it's going to be a difficult and possibly, a heart-wrenching journey to take to move away from his wife, who's possibly going to make life difficult for him if he does. And so he knows that, he understands that. That's bringing him a lot of grief, and it's playing on his mind and his heart. These things, these decisions that he's got to make, that because of all of these battles, he's moving into Emperor energy. He's become the Emperor energy, which is a counterpart to the Empress. So you're a perfect match. Not only are you soulmates and on a destined path to be with each other, you're a perfect match. And all that love, all that passion that's tempered, the passion tempered by the love, and the Ace of Swords, it's all, oh my gosh, he's going to be able to take that last one and say, I fought a good last fight for a very good reason. I did what I needed to do, which is ending this. I did what I needed to do in order to become the man that my Empress deserves. And it's all about the cup of love, tempered with the passionate new beginning, and with and moving forward in integrity, all inspired by the divine. All these hands of coming out and offering these new beginnings in love, passion, and truth, and transparency, integrity. You know, this is beautiful, guys. I mean, that's what we all want, I think, for the most part. He is going to do what he needs to do to get here, so that he can be your perfect match and have a relationship of great healing, love, and passion, fun, and adventure, with a whole lot of clarity and truth along the way. No more of these secrets and deceptiveness. No more cheating on somebody, you know, because you're not happy in a situation. You're going to be, this guy here is going to be very happy, as you are too, if that's what you choose. It is up to you. So guys, I'm leaving it there. That was beautiful, Taurus. That's just looks really great. I'm so happy for you. So until next time, if you wouldn't mind subscribing and liking this video if you like what you see, and we'll talk to you next time. Bye.